Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Of course, Christmas starts this week. It starts on Friday evening. Christmas, and of course, this is my Paddy Power World Darts Championship tournament preview and my tournament predictions. So you'll see who I've got to win the bid one or the bid World Darts Championship. You know it's Christmas when the World Darts Championship is on the TV at Alexander Palace at Paddy. That's when you know it's Christmas, and it's always been a big countdown to it. It's a very intriguing World Darts Championship as well. A very intriguing one. Hugh Humphreys, who is currently the best player in the world right now, who has won three tournaments in the past couple of months. You got Mike Van Derwen, who hasn't won the World Darts Championship for a long while, looking to try and get that fourth world title and chase Barney's record down of 5 world titles. We got some big players out of form. Peter White, he's defending a lot of money. He is defending his second world title money. Peter White at this World Darts Championship. You got Durham Price, who is the who won the World Championship in knockdown courts. So you got Michael Smith. We've forgotten about Michael Smith, the world number one, who of course won the world title start of the year. And has not done anything since then. And we all thought that was going to be dominance from Michael Smith. So let's get straight into it, people. So the format is first to 3 sets in the first and second round, first to 4 sets in the third, and that's 16. First to 5 sets in quarterfinals, first to 6 sets in the semi-finals, and of course, as always, first to 7 sets in the final. The 2024 PDC World Darts Championship, known for sponsorship reasons as the 2023-24 Paddy Power World Darts Championship, is a professional darts event that will take place at Alexander Palace in London, England, from the 15th of December, which is Friday, to the 3rd of January, which is a bit strange, which is obviously it's going to be finishing on a Wednesday, on the 3rd of January. I don't know why it's not New Year's Day, but yeah. It is the 31st World Darts Championship to be organised by the Professional Darts Corporation since it's separated from the now defunct BDO, of course, the British Darts Organisation, which started darts supports. Obviously, more tournament information. The dates, like I said, 15th to the 3rd, 15th of December to the 3rd. Venue Alexander Palace, location London, England. Organisations, obviously, Professional Darts Corporation, which is the PDC. Format, sets final, first to 7 sets. Michael Smith, of course, is the defending champion after defeating Mike Van Derwen in that final, of course, that memorable final, 7-4 in the 2023 final. The storyline might say it was a comfortable win, but it really wasn't. It was a close, competitive final all the way through. Where of course, we saw both of them on a 9-dart finish, didn't we? We saw both of them on a 9-dart finish. Van Derwen missed the 9-darter, and Michael Smith hit, which was probably the greatest yet in darts. Even though, in my opinion, I think 9-darters are very overrated, in my opinion. It's all about getting the job done. But that's just my opinion. For all the rounds except the first round, the deciding set has to be won by 2 key heads, unless the set score does survive 5, in which case a sudden death head will be paid with no throw for the ball in any sudden death head. So yeah, should we get on with it? People? Should we have a look at the quarter? A very interesting World Championship draw. And yeah, obviously you won't be seeing my face now after this, because I will be predicting each quarter. Starting off with the first quarter, Michael Smith, the world number 1, the defending world champion, up against Kevin Dulles or Stowe Bunt. I'm not going to go through the whole quarter, but I am going to pick the standouts and go through them straight away. I think Michael Smith will face Stowe Bunce. In my opinion, we saw Stowe Bunce burst onto the scene at the Grand Slam of Darts. For me, I've seen him at the Canadian Open as well, Stowe Bunce, and I did say in my Grand Slam of Darts predictions he will be an interesting player. But that'll be a close game, that one. Kevin Dowett, Stowe Bunce, could go either way that game. Wouldn't shock me if that does. So yeah, that's set decider, in my opinion. So I'll probably go 3-2 to Stowe Bunce in that one, in terms of that. But I do expect Michael Smith to step through whoever it is. Maddis Wasmer. To face Maddis Wasmer, you got Mike Decker against Trodden Holfart. Trodden Holfart, of course, we saw him. He's always been in the qualification tournaments, hasn't he? And a very good player. So it will be a tough test for Mike Decker. But obviously, I'm not going to predict all the games. So I'm just going to predict each quarter now. Yeah, the first quarter, who I think will be the quarter final in the first quarter. I actually think Ross Smith beats Chris Dobey, and I think Ross Smith knocks out Michael Smith. Ross Smith has been very unlucky in the World Darts Championship, where he should have done further. Ross Smith, especially last year against Dirk. I've been against Dirk Van Dijkborder, where he should have won that game, in my opinion, Ross Smith. Chris Dobey, we know what Chris Dobey can do. The set format probably suits Chris Dobey, because he's a good, solid player. But Ross Smith and Chris Dobey can do it either way, in my opinion. But I'm going to go for Ross Smith to knock out Chris Dobey, and I'm going to go for Ross Smith to knock out Michael Smith. Because I think Ross Smith has got that game. He's got that game to knock out a big player, in my opinion, Ross Smith. And Michael Smith, he's not been in form for the whole year since winning the world title. So Ross Smith, for me, is the first man through to the quarterfinals, and I think he knocks out Michael Smith. As we look at the other quarter, in quarter one, you got Rob Cross, D'Souza, Johnny Caton, Christopher Tassi. I think I am going to do first round predictions, so I will talk about them more in depth later on in the week. But I think Rob Cross, for me, I do think Rob Cross gets through his quarter of the tour, in my opinion, with ease, in my opinion. I think the only tough game to him is Johnny Caton or Christopher Tatsy. But I think Rob Cross, he's back to the Rob Cross we know, back to the world champion that was Rob Cross, winning majors as well. And Rob Cross has got a massive chance, in my opinion, to go very far in this tournament. And I think he will go very far. And I think Rob Cross will play Ross Smith in the first quarter final, in the first quarter. And I think Rob Cross beats Ross Smith in the first quarter. And I think Rob Cross will be the first man through to the semi-finals of the World Darts Championship. Now we move on to the second quarter. The second quarter, unbelievable. What a quarter that is. Got Peter White, Barney, James Reid, Andrew Dildon, Darren Price, Brendan Doran, Dirk Van Dijkborder, Darry Anderson. You got Simon Whitlock. You got Boris Christmas. You got the talented Hugh Hitler, who's done unbelievable things, by the way. In the World Youth Final, he was averaging over 100, wasn't he? Hugh Hitler. But to be fair to Hugh Hitler, he's got a tough first game against Christian Tess, who's been done for the whole year. But Christian Tess is suffering with arthritis. So I think Hugh Hitler will get through that game. But you just never know. You got Matt Campbell against Jonathan Island. That's going to be a super game, isn't it? Both of them going to show off on stage. You got Wada Sedansi, who is a Pro Tour winner. He's won the Hooping Tour as well this year. He's had a brilliant year. You got Tim Williams, who, again, I think he's had a decent year. Tim Williams on the tour as well. So that second quarter is unbelievable. Peter White could be knocked out could be knocked out in his first game because he will face Tim Williams, in my opinion. And Tim Williams is no mud. It's no mud at all. And if you want to test these big players, you test them at the right time. You want to try and beat these big players early on. Phil Taylor said it's dangerous. The first game is always dangerous because your opponent will fancy the chances. Yeah, just test them early. That's the best. That's the best time to beat them. So I think Peter White could be in big trouble in his first game against Tim Williams, in my opinion. Tim Williams has got the game to beat Peter White. Wayne van Barneveld, in my opinion, will face Paddy. And for me, I'm not being impressed by Barney at all. Barney has said he wants to stay in Dars for 3 more years. For me, that's the one decision. Wayne van Barneveld, in my opinion, cannot compete with these depth of players these days. But the one thing Wayne van Barneveld loves is the World Dart Championship. So don't be shocked if Barney does on the one here. But I'm telling you right now, Tim Williams is knocking out Peter White. Paddy is knocking out Wayne van Barneveld, in my opinion, which opens that half of that quarter up. James Wade could face Ukita in terms of the third round. I think he will play Ukita in the third round, James Wade. Despite Andrew Gilden being a major winner, a UK Open champion this year, Ukita, first 3 sets, no one wants to play him. No one want to play Ukita apart from James Wade. Because I think James Wade's experience will come through against Ukita, in my opinion. And I think James Wade is going to win that half of the quarter. And I think James Wade is going to be the first man through to the quarter final in that quarter. So we've got Darren Price. I think Darren Price is not an easy, comfortable first game. Then trying to start Chris Dr. Truck. But like I said, them 2 players be thinking the best time to play Darren Price is early on in his first game. But I think Darren Price will turn up. Brendan Doran against Mickey Mantle or Shane Son. I think Brendan Doran gets through either of them, which sets up Darren Price against Brendan Doran. And I've said it before, I've said it for years. No one wants to play Brendan Doran. He didn't end up pulling your pants down, not yet, but the big players will hate to play Brendan Doran because he's a dangerous player. But I do think Darren Price gets through Brendan Doran as well, which means he'll probably play in my opinion, I think he'll play Darry Anderson in the third round, Darren Price. Who would have thought that was a third round game at under? That was a world final, of course, in that lockdown year. Dirk van Dijvenbode against Keenan Brown, Boris Prisma. I think Dirk uses his first game, in my opinion, because I think Dirk has obviously got an injury. He's suffering badly with injury, and I think Keenan or Boris will beat Dirk, in my opinion. Darry Anderson, then Simon Whitlock. Like I said, Simon Whitlock from a couple of years ago, that's a dangerous game for Darry Anderson. I still think it is a dangerous game for Darry Anderson. Simon Whitlock, like Brendan Doran, he pulls these big players' pants down, and then he ends up getting knocked out in the next round against a more favourable draw. So I do think Darry Anderson, though, Darry Anderson's been in unbelievable form for the whole of this year. Darry Anderson getting back to the Darry Anderson we know, and we all know Darry Anderson, he loves the world, and I think Darry Anderson just heads it over Simon Whitlock, which sets up for me a James Wade versus Darry Anderson second quarter final, and I think James Wade gets through. I actually think James Wade beats Darry Anderson because I just question Darry Anderson's durability these days. Can Darry Anderson keep that up for the whole of the tournament? And I think James Wade is more likely to keep that up. The third quarter then, the third quarter is more straightforward. Mike Van Duren, for me, gets through with ease and be the first man through to quarterfinals. But the only man who can beat Van Duren in that half a quarter is Stephen Bunton. Stephen Bunton playing the best stars of his life. Stephen Bunton and should have beaten Van Duren in the PDC semi-finals as well. But yeah, I think Van Durham gets through that game. Gets through that half quarter. And I think he will face a shocker. This will shock through people. I think he faces Martin Schindler in the quarterfinals. Because I think Martin Schindler, I think Danny Noppert gets knocked out of Scott Williams in the first game. In Danny Nopper's first game. Danny Noppert has been away. Didn't play in the Players' Championships because of obviously a newborn child, and that could affect Danny Nopper's sharpness as well. Jermaine Wattimena against Van Scherer. Jermaine Wattimena, he can't talk with the crowd against him, so Van Scherer gets through in that one. But Martin Schindler will talk more with the crowd against him, and I think Martin Schindler beats Van Scherer. And I think Martin Schindler reaches the quarterfinal, I really do. Because I think Damon Hatter, how I see it is, I think Damon Hatter takes out Josh Watt, in my opinion, early on. I think he takes out Josh Watt early on, Damon Hatter, when they will meet, in my opinion. I think Damon Hatter, he always does that, Damon Hatter, right? When there's a threat in the tournament, a favourite to win the tournament, he tests them out. So that's what Damon Hatter will do. Then I think Damon Hatter will get knocked out by Martin Schindler in the last 16, in my opinion. Because that is Damon Hatter all over for you, when we should be expecting him to do better, Damon Hatter. So I think Van Duren against Martin Schindler for the third quarter in the third quarter final. And obviously I do think Van Duren gets past Martin Schindler and into the semi-finals. So my first semi-final will be Rob Cross against James Wade. My second semi-final will be Mike Van Duren against Hugh Humphries, in my opinion. Then Hugh Humphries, in my opinion. It's a tasty quarter for Hugh Humphries, though, because he could play a dangerous opponent with Harder Petretto, Hugh Humphries. Joe Cullen is out of form. Wayne Searle. I think the dangerous players for Hugh Humphries are Ricardo Petretto, Wayne Searle, and Nick Naspinall, in my opinion. Dave Chisnell, potentially Dave Chisnell, because we don't know with Chizzy. Dave Chisnell, this is the thing with Dave Chisnell, he's got the game to win any major. He's unbelievable. But he's the best player, probably not to win a major, Dave Chisnell, with the amount of finals he has reached. And Dave Chisnell, to play Dave Chisnell, you want to play Dave Chisnell early on, in my opinion. But I think Dave Chisnell does pass Menzies. Then he does pass Jim Van Veen, who I think will beat Davil Clemens last year's semi-final yet. But I do think Dave Chisnell does get beat in the last 16 of Nick Naspinall. Nick Naspinall, then, he loves the Worlds, doesn't he? Nick Naspinall, he's been a former two-time semi-finalist at the Worlds as well, Nick Naspinall. And people are not mentioning the World Masquerade champion, Nick Naspinall, due to obviously he's been recently out of form as well. So I think it will be a Hugh Humphries versus Nick Naspinall quarter final for the fourth quarter final. And I think Hugh Humphries, who has been a multiple quarter finalist, hasn't he? Hugh Humphries at the World Championship. I think Hugh Humphries gets through to the semi-finals, which sets up my semi-finals as Rob Cross against James Wade and Mike Van Duren against Hugh Humphries. The first semi-final, Rob Cross against James Wade, who I think will get through in that one. I've gone for Rob Cross to reach his second world final. And the last time he reached the world final, he beat the legendary Phil Taylor, of course, Rob Cross, in that unbelievable performance by Rob Cross, who dismantled Phil Taylor like that as well. So yeah, I've done for Rob Cross to beat James Wade. I would love James Wade to reach the final, though. After that, he's been so unlucky in the world. This has been James Wade's unlucky tournament, hasn't it? The World Darts Championship. He's the best player not to be a world champion. James Wade over the years. Who knows? Could this be the year for James Wade? Records are there to be broken. But I do think James Wade makes it far in the tournament. But I think Rob Cross beats James Wade in the semi-finals. I think it'd be like 6-4, 6-3, something like that in Rob Cross's favour. I just think the set format suits Rob Cross all day long for me. Because the best thing about Rob Cross is he knows how to come from behind. And he knows how to come He knows how to come from behind, and he knows how to keep hold of the lead as well, Rob Cross. For me, Rob Cross is a very underrated player. Underrated player for me. And I would love to see him in the Premier League as well. Rob Cross. He's a consistent, solid player. I really do like Rob Cross. So I think Rob Cross will be the first finalist. And it's a real shame that this isn't a final. Mike Van Der and then Stuart Humphries. I said this after the players started some of the finals that I hope Van Der and Humphries won it back. But obviously, with the way the seedings work and draw works, they meet each other in the same finals. For me, I genuinely believe the winner of Van Der and Humphries in the semi-finals will go on to win the whole tournament. It's definitely going to be Van Der or Humphries for me, who will win this tournament, in my opinion. It's going to be an absolute classic of a semi-final between Van Der and New Humphries. It won't let us down. It won't let us down, people. Two of the best players in the world going up against each other. Punch for punch. Not yet see punch for punch, but you know what I mean. Two heavyweights in terms of darts. Van Der and New Humphries. But I am going to go for Van Der. I am going to go for Van Der to beat Humphries. Definitely in a 6-5, classic. I just think Van Der, for me, he's on a mission. He'll be on the mission this World Championship. That defeat in the PDC Championship finals will hurt Van Der. Remember Van Der, Mike Van Der, he got in the UK Open final this year. And that's what happened after that. He went on to win the Premier League of Darts. And retain the Premier League of Darts as well, Van Der. He went on to retain the Premier League of Darts after losing to Andrew Dildon in the UK Open final. And that is a bit of a spoiler who I've gone for to win the World Darts Championship. I have gone for Mike Van Der to win the Worlds and to beat Rob Cross in the final. I think it'll be a good final though against Rob Cross. I do think it'll be a good final. I've gone for a 7-4 win for Van Der against Rob Cross in the final. And I think Mike Van Der, he hasn't won the Worlds, has he? I said that, but to be fair, I have said Van Der to win the Worlds every year. Because he hasn't won it for a while. The last couple of years, I have went for Van Der to win the Worlds. I just think that luck has to end. I think that luck has to end at some point. And I just think Van Der at some point will win his 4th world title and chase that record down of Wayne van Barneveld's world titles as well. And for me, Mike Van Der is my winner, my tournament prediction winner, to beat Rob Cross in the final of the PDC World Darts Championship final. But don't worry, guys, there will be predictions coming out because it is the biggest tournament of the year. I don't normally do first round predictions, etc. But it's the biggest tournament in darts. I've got to do it, haven't I? First round predictions. So feel free to. So I will be doing a final prediction as well, even if it's not my final prediction. So feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Look, feel free to leave your predictions down below. Take care, stay safe, see you later, and feel free to leave your predictions down below. And I will leave my tournament predictions obviously on the community page as well. There's like a simulation tool where you simulate your own World Darts Championship. So you see who I've done for each bracket. So, but yeah, feel free to leave your tournament predictions down below. Take care, stay safe, so yeah, and Christmas begins on the 15th of December at Alexander Palace. I cannot wait. It's the tournament we all can't wait for. Eating chocolate, eating turkey, whatever, eating food, having the twins, watching the darts on the TV. Nothing better. Putting on the darts at Paddy. Take care, stay safe, and so yeah, feel free to leave your predictions down below in the comments.